Kevin Durant be playing next season? The multi-million-dollar question. The superstar will almost definitely not be in Phoenix and has made it known, according to ESPN sources, that he'd prefer to be traded to the Heat, the Spurs, and the Rockets. Our Shams Charania also says the Wolves are in the mix. Gil, how motivated should the Suns be to trade KD?
Motivated?
Motivated.
They have no choice. You know, they're the Phoenix Suns. I mean, there's nothing over history that's shown that they're a well-oiled machine. So you have a group of guys that are elite at what they do, and what do you have, 3 or 4 coaches during that time span? You haven't figured out what type of coach they need as a group to make them functional, right? You have AAU basketball play out there from elite scores in this NBA. So it's not about like what you should do. We all know what's going to happen. All 3 of those guys are going to be gone within the next 2 years, right? Go back to who you are, right? Bottom feeding teams that go through the draft and sell hope to your fans. But KD needs to be put somewhere.
Where do you want to see him play? Let's go to that.
A team that actually has structure. When you're talking about elite, we've seen him in OKC, right? Very young, but they had success. Just made some miscalculations on who was more valuable between James Harden and who they picked. When he went to Golden State, which was a well-oiled machine,
yeah,
he fit right in. No hiccups in the play style from anyone. He goes to Brooklyn. Bottom feeding team. It looked exactly like that. So when you're talking about where should an A+ student go, he needs to be put in Miami that has structure. Spurs has structure. And right now it seems like Houston is going on the right path, but I don't think Houston is ready to win a championship with him. And I don't know if he's gonna go somewhere where they can win a championship next year. So I'm just gonna be selfish here and I'm gonna just say the Lakers.
You know the problem I had with KD's stint in Phoenix?
Tell me.
I think they have the wrong coaches. What I mean by that, when you look at Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin freaking Durant, what all 3 of those guys have in common, they are great outside shooters, right? Neither one of those guys really need the ball. They can play without the ball. Why is Golden State so hard to guard? Because they have great shooting over there, and what are they doing? Player movement, ball movement. It's hard to keep up with Steph and follow him all around the court. And when they had Clay, it was hard to guard the guys. Get a lot of action going on. When you got 3 of the best shooters in this league besides Clay and Steph, why don't you design an offense around 3 of these guys? You had a player like Nurkic who can pass, who can rebound, who can initiate your offense like a Jokic. Not to that level, but to catch the ball in a position to make pass while a lot of action is going on both sides of that court with great shooters. No one has come in to put that in place. Kevin Durant is 36, 37 years old, still trying to take guys, right, but still taking guys off the dribble, making the game hard on him. Right. Whereas when you see him play in Golden State, the game was so simple.
Well, here's the deal. The game has never appeared as easy for him as it was for him in Golden State in terms of shots. Like, he does what he does. But it's in traffic. It's under duress. He just does what he does because he's KD. And so I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking about Matt Ashby and what you said, and I've let my feelings be known about the job that I thought he's done as an owner. But we're gonna leave it at that. But just reminding folks, Monty Williams was there. You got rid of him. You brought in Frank Vogel, who won a title for the LA, and you got rid of him after 1 year. You brought in Mike Budenholzer, who won a title. All right, and then you got rid of him after 1 year. I mean, damn. Now you've got a situation where you got a guy in Bradley Beal that you can't get rid of because he has a no-trade clause. They would love to get rid of him, but they can't. And so KD, like Gil said, you have to get rid of him. KD fits anywhere. KD is an all-time great. Okay, the brother is doing stuff in his 30s better than he was doing it in his 20s. I'm talking about field goal percentage shooting, 3-point percentage shooting, same points per game average. The brother's elite. I think Houston.
It's perfect.
I love Houston for him.
Perfect.
I do, Gil.
Gil says they're not ready.
I love the Lakers too. I don't
tell
think
you
they can
why.
get it, but I love the Lakers for him too. But Houston with Ime Udoka,
Yes.
with the parts around him, that you just do your job
Yes.
and you give that brother the number one option. If he was in OKC right now, it wouldn't even be a system.
That's what Houston's problem was in his playoff this year. They needed a bona fide scorer.
That's right.
Defensively,
And that's Jalen Green's not
everything
that.
else, they had everything
Green's not
else. Scoring is where they got in trouble in big games.
Like I'm looking more of how the game is being played, right? When you talk about where's the two-man game, where's the three-man game, where's the down screen, where's the up screen,
Right.
where's the movement, right? The reason you couldn't guard him, Steph, or Clay. Movement.
Okay.
Pass, cut, screen, look away. Like there was so much movement in the game itself, right? When we talk about the triangle with Michael Jordan, the triangle was never for Michael Jordan.
Right,
The
final word here,
triangle hate Michael. I mean, he hated the triangle. The triangle's for the team.
Yeah.
Where's the offense for the team?
Gotcha.
Team movement. So if I have to guard Kevin Durant or I have to guard someone on a wing, I don't have to guard him if he's never moving. He's going to sit right
All
there.
right, we got to leave it there. Yeah, that coaching point was really interesting.
Really control a lot of what happens next week. Durant is on the trade market. The Suns are very active on the trade market. Greeny, I have been talking about the triangle for months, the Durant triangle, the alignment that you need of a place that Durant wants to go, a trade that comes back that the Suns will do, and a contract understanding. Either the team trading for him being comfortable with him on a one-year deal or the willingness to give a 37-year-old a 2-year, $100+ million contract extension. And I know the way Mad Dog has referred to this. He seems to think that it's most important that Durant agrees and that the Suns are trying to make Durant happy. That's not it. That part of the triangle is predicated on the team making an offer if Durant doesn't want to be there. If you think Durant's going to be a rental, you are offering less. The Suns want a premium price, and that's why they've been trying to work with Kevin Durant, and that's why that's a key thing to watch in the next few days.
If you saw, that's the interesting piece of it here. And if you saw Shams yesterday on McAfee's show, he said neither the Suns nor most of the teams want this to make it to the draft. They want this deal done ASAP. The draft begins on Wednesday, so this is imminent here. Let me start with you, Markeith. Tell me where you'd like to see Kevin Durant be playing by the time we get to this time next Friday.
Me personally, same thing I said earlier. I would like him to be playing South Beach, man. I think it sets up perfectly to be on a team with guys like Bam Adebayo that does it all, right? The culture of winning in Miami. You have another elite scorer in Tyler Hero, but he could step right in and be the ultimate scorer that he has been, right? And there's no shots at other coaches. For the little bit of time that I played in Miami, that was the best brand of basketball that I've been a part of. Spo does a great job of getting the best out of guys, and I think that's the perfect spot for him, man. The East is wide open, and, you know, he can flourish there.
I just hope that UD's smile alone is not considered tampering. I think that would be my only concern here. UD, I don't know exactly what you're allowed to say about this, but what are your thoughts on Kevin Durant? He'll be 37 in September with the opportunity to get traded here in the next couple days.